I know people are going to throw tomatoes at me. They're going to hate me. People on TikTok be killing me. If I don't glorify Scottie and only say great things about him, I get destroyed on TikTok. All right, Nate. Back-to-back weeks. This is bad for the Irishman. Rory loses last week against Jacob Bridgman. Granted, 6-stroke lead, so we give him some grace on that one. But Shane Lowry at one point was up 3 strokes and blew it away at the bear trap, man. But we're going to talk about all that stuff, man. Give you some more context we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the 2 biggest what-ifs in golf, me and Nate's opinion, obviously. We're going to recap Hannah Green's win on the LPGA. We're going to review Brooks' weekend along with Echeverri's impressive win at the Cognizant, even though, again, Shane blew that lead. We're going to break down the Arnold Palmer. We're going to talk about Bryson and the LA breakup. And LIV and Anthony Kim are back here in Hong Kong this week. We're going to talk about that. And lastly, the most important thing, we're going to talk about the importance of partnering with one another in the gospel. So again, guys, I'm Geremy Davis, former NFL player and host of the best YouTube golf show, Golf and Gospel. Go check it out on golfandgospel.com. Best show. You will not be wasting your time. And who am I with? I'm with the guy who just got back from Indiana, enhancing his mind. That's why he's the best PT in the Southwest, dog. Former Nebraska Cornhusker golfer, my homie, Nate Wong. Guys, we want you to please like, subscribe, share, follow us on X, man. Again, like back in the day when you used to post something that just came in the order that was posted. Nowadays, you gotta be more reliant on the algorithm. So if you like, subscribe, comment, it helps us out a lot. Help the homies get out there, man. Because in reality, we're the most underrated golf podcast out there. Make us rate it now. We tired of the under part. Make us rate it. But Nate, let's get right into it, dog. What are your 2 biggest what ifs in golf? So just give me your first one.
Ooh, so, okay. Biggest what ifs, and this is like, if this in this makes me think of like back in the day, NFL Network had something called NFL, and it's like, what if I don't know, Larry Fitzgerald got drafted by another, like the Patriots or something like that.
Yeah.
But one of my biggest what ifs is how many wins would Phil Mickelson have if Tiger Woods never existed?
Granted, will he be number 1 or number 2, depending on you still got Jack. I respect Jack, but that's a good question. He played in that era.
Yeah,
he played in Tiger's era.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. What about you, dude?
I'm going to stay on the topic of the same exact person, dog. The 2006 U.S. Open, Phil Mickelson, man, needs that to have the career Grand Slam. Was leading by 1 stroke. I believe the winner won at +5. Hit a wayward tee shot on the 18th hole. Didn't look like he was fully committed to the shot. Went to attack the green on the second shot. Hit a tree. Then he had to hit another shot, win the bunker. He had to make that bunker to, I think, force a playoff. And if anyone's going to make a bunker shot, you kind of believe it's going to be Phil, but unfortunately he didn't. So he's lost. And I believe he's finished second in the U.S. Open 6 times. And again, that is the only major that he needs to get the career Grand Slam. And I think now his 5-year major exemption is up. So he's not automatically qualified to play in the U.S. Open. So now he's going to have to qualify, do something on LIV maybe, or obviously just go play in the qualifier and see if he can get in. But, you know, poor Phil Mickelson, man, because I think there are 6 career Grand Slam winners now. He could have easily been the 7th, and that would have had nothing to do with Tiger. That's the worst part about it. So, yeah, one of my biggest what ifs is, man, what if Phil Mickelson won the U.S. Open in 2006, man? He's already a Hall of Famer, but that just adds to his legacy, and it's a hard one to get. And, yeah, 6 runner-ups is tough. But that one he had in his control. Yeah. What's your other one, Nate?
Dude, yeah, Phil and Tiger was kind of like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and I feel like Manning is always kind of living in Tom Brady's shadow. It's like, dude, what if Tom Brady didn't exist at the same time as Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning would have had probably he had 2 Super Bowls. That's just a lot, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I was trying to think of like, what if like this putt dropped or something like that.
I got one like that.
Give me yours. I can't really think of one.
Okay, I got it. It's not the sexiest one, but I think because of what it turned into, it makes it kind of sexy. So I said the 2025 Masters, what if Justin Rose made that birdie? And then Roy would have made the birdie, and it would continue to force the playoff. And the only reason why I speak on that, because the nerves are a lot higher for Rory as opposed to Justin Rose. Because Justin Rose losing the Masters, that's not really much talk. But if Rory loses the Masters, it's a lot of talk. So there was more weight carried for Rory as opposed to Justin Rose. So if Justin Rose would have made that birdie putt in the first playoff and it would have forced the second one, what would we be saying about Rory at this point? Would he have?
Yeah,
he's always gonna have another chance to win the Masters, but like, would he have ever gotten it if he had to continue, playing in the playoffs with Justin Rose? And Justin Rose was hitting some good shots. Only thing Rory was really outmastering him in or outpowering him is off the tee, and we know Rory's a big tee player off the tee. So, but Justin Rose was throwing darts too as well on his approach shot, and he was literally like maybe 3 inches right of the cup to making that birdie. And Rory did throw a dart as well, so his birdie was a lot easier. But Justin Rose, as we've seen, his putting has been incredible. We saw it this year at the Farmers Insurance. We saw it last year when he won that duel against J.J. Spahn. They were both just heavyweight battle, knocking in putts. So for him just to miss by a little bit, it's like, oh, he gave it a fight. But like, what if Justin Rose made that 2020, that putt in 2025 in the Masters? Would Rory have ever won?
Yeah.
But hey, what if?
I feel like another easy what if is like, what if like Bryson and Rahm didn't go to LIV? How many wins would they have right now? Or like DJ and Brooks, like how would it have actually panned out? So
in my opinion, I mean, Brooks still isn't playing good now, so it's like, what do you even have wins if you would have stayed? I mean,
and DJ wasn't playing, and it's like, what if Joaquin Niemann stayed on tour? Would he be a major champ?
No, and Chris Elliott would agree. My question is, would Joaquin have 7 wins? I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. He would have won. He probably would have won another signature event.
Or just like, like a Zurich or a Cognizant or something. Like he for sure would. Yeah, I think so. But major, I don't know.
I got another what if, dude. What if Will Zalatoris didn't injure his back?
That is a good one, bro. Oh my gosh, him and JT at the PGA champion. Oh man, yeah, that's a good one, dog. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
And he withdrew this week because of an ankle injury.
Seriously?
Yeah, bro. So he's just you need to go see Nate.
I guess if you go down that reason, it's like, what if Tiger Woods never got hurt?
Yeah, what if he never got in that car accident? What if he was never got caught cheating?
Triple digits in wins.
Oh my, yes.
Triple digits in wins.
I hate that his personal life really affected him. Obviously, he shouldn't have been doing what he was doing, but you kind of like, man, you wish he was able to separate that in his golf game. But morally, it's like, Tiger, you shouldn't have been doing what you were doing. But yeah, dog, if he would never got in that car accident, never let his vice of women get him in trouble, man, we don't know what type of numbers he would have been putting up.
Dude.
But triple digits for sure. There would definitely probably be no comparison of like, oh, Scottie's close to Tiger if Tiger would just stay healthy the whole time. Yeah. But guys, let us know in the comments, man. What are your biggest what ifs in golf? I tried to stay outside of saying the obvious, even though we talked about a little bit like, oh, Tiger's accident and stuff like that. But let us know in the comments, man. Again, please like and subscribe. Nate, real quick, just want to recap the LPGA. Hannah Green wins for the second time in Singapore, her 7th win in her career. Great victory for her, man. She was up by 3 strokes, was able to bogey the last 2 holes and still get a victory. So congrats to her. But the question I have for you, man, is who are some golfers you want to see start making some noise in the LPGA that you're not really seeing much from right now?
Yeah. First off, congrats to Hannah Green. Had a really, really strong lead, and she was kind of giving away like 14 or 15 she bogeyed, and then just giving it away. And the other thing, and probably to kind of answer your question, but I feel like Angel Yin is already a really good player.
I like Angel Yin.
I would like to see a little bit more, but that's not who I had in mind. Her swing, low key, and this might be too high of praise, but her swing is very close to Fred Couples.
I was gonna say Cam Young because she has that little pause at the top. Well, not as long though. But in terms, fluidity, Fred Couples, I like that take.
Yeah, like just the hip going before the shoulders when she like comes on her downswing, it's kind of like whippy. Yeah. I'm like, that kind of is Fred Couples-esque. So pretty high praise. I feel
Big
like,
time. Big time.
But I want to see more out of Yelemi No. I feel like she was on the U.S. team in the International Crown.
Yeah,
and the U.S. team got runner-up against Australia, which had 2 major champions on that team in the year of 2025.
And she was an alternate too because Nelly backed out, right? I believe.
Yeah, Nelly got hurt or got
Yeah,
a bug or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think she has a lot of talent, and I would like to see her finish higher more regularly, especially like representing America too.
Yeah, big time. That's a good take, bro. Didn't even think about you. Let me know she is a really good golfer. Mine is obviously everyone's heard me speak about her. It's Mal Sago, man. Obviously won a Chevron Championship, which is the Masters of the LPGA. Hasn't really been in contention yet, and it's still early in the LPGA season. You just kind of want to see some of your favorite golfers or some of the golfers you like kind of floating around the top, and Mal's one who hasn't really been up there yet. Didn't really do well in Florida. I believe she might have been somewhere like in the top 35 this week, man. But
Yeah, she was like,
for the season she had last year, second in the Annika Major Award winner race, I want to see Mal Sago start to turn it up. April is right around the corner a little bit for the Chevron Championship for her to defend. So I want to see her start heating up. And another person who I think she did play good this weekend, I think she ended up finishing like T5, but she was in the lead at one point, tied, is Araya Jutanagard. Obviously, we know about the Duff chip she had, the Chevron. She could have easily won. But I've always been a fan of hers because I remember playing with her sister at the Ford Championship Pro-Am, Araya Jutanagard. So I kind of just always been watching both of them pretty heavily. But I'd like to see Araya Jutanagard start to make some more noise. And like I said, at one point she was tied for first after round 2 or 3, I believe. So we'll see what comes from that. And also, guys, we just want to let you know the Epson Tour. I got a lot of friends on the Epson Tour. A lot of my friends on the Epson Tour have been on Golf and Gospel. They start this week. So be on the lookout for guests from the Epson Tour, more talk about the Epson Tour, and also go check out the Content Creator Showdown on the Epson Tour YouTube, where it was myself, Tyrell Williams, Tyler Latoy, and Hope Barnett, partnering with a lot of the women that were on the Epson Tour, Haley Cooper, who's now on the LPGA, Annabelle Pancake Webb, Brianna Chacon, and why am I blanking out on the last homie? The Elena Sins, man. So go check out that. It's kind of like the LIV Duel event, but we did it with the Epson Tour. So please go check it out at the Epson Tour YouTube page. But, Nate, let's move over. PGA, bro. Echeverria comes out victorious at the Cognizant Classic, winning his third PGA Tour victory. And good for him. Great win for him. And I don't want to negate that. That is very good. He just bought a home in Florida, went on and won. You know what I'm saying? And I think his wife said once he gets his third win, he can get a dog. So a lot of great things that happened for Echeverria. But, man, we got to talk about Shane Lowry, man. Oh, my gosh. Bear Trap destroyed him, man. What was going through your head when you saw that happen to Shane?
I don't know. Honestly, like, not again.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. I feel like his best duel was when he was going against Sepp Straka at some tournament last year. Mm-hmm. And, like, that was, like, a little bit more of a dogfight. It wasn't, like, just him falling apart.
Yes, bro.
Dude, what, like 16, 17 fell apart? I felt bad, dude, because on 16, when he hit it in the water.
Wasn't even close. I don't know if that was caddy's fault, club selection. I don't know if he mishit it. Bad shot.
Dude, they were like, this is the center of the fairway, and this is where his ball landed. And it was 25 yards. I was like, oh, bro, they had to do him like that. But,
man,
I don't know. Obviously, I just think it was the nerves. And this is kind of what I said last week. I remember I texted you this. But tee shots and putts are the most affected by nerves. And that's why when like Jacob Bridgman was in the lead going into 18 at the Genesis last week, I was like, as long as he hits that ball in the fairway or just in play and has a decent lie, he's going to win. And with Shane Lowry, it was just the tee shots was mess with him.
Yeah.
Like 16 and 17, tee shot messed with him. 18 was a little sketchy because he hit it kind of left and he just kind of like cut back and then it carried the bunkers. But I was kind of like, dude, that wasn't. I don't know if he liked it. I think he just kind of like got away with one on 18.
Because he had to hold out of the bunker to go to a playoff.
Yeah, he had to hold out of the bunker to go. He actually gave it a pretty good chance.
He did. Yeah, it wasn't anticlimactic. It definitely had you on your toes. Like, oh shoot. Yeah. But yeah, man, Shane Lowry, dog. I mean, I'm disappointed because you're a very good golfer. I think he's a 3-time PGA Tour winner, major winner, and it sucks because we saw this happen earlier in the season at the DP World Tour. He did this at the Dubai Invitational, bogeyed 18, man, and had the outright lead, or he's going to force a playoff, and end up sharing third with his friend Rory, man. So I didn't know that fact about the biggest nerves in golf are on the tee and on the green.
That's
Obviously, you have
that's
a
my
golf background.
that's my opinion. That's my
Okay,
opinion. So
I can
I'm
see it though. It
assuming-
makes sense. It makes sense. Though.
Yeah, because it's always like first tee jitters, and that kind of just rides. And especially
Mm-hmm.
like tee shots are more intimidating than approaches typically. So
Okay. Yeah.
like think about like hole 18 at Augusta. It's like you can't see anything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
man.
that's my opinion, and it might that
I like that
probably
take. I like that take.
that probably is just like my two weaknesses of my game too. So that's also why I get the most nervous in those. But yeah, like it's like where was Ryder Cup Rory, or where was Ryder Cup Shane Lowry?
Shane, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had that great putt on 18 at the Ryder Cup to
like
solidify it.
won it.
To win.
That, like,
yeah.
won it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe kind of like we said, like some people are better at team golf versus individual golf. We see that with Scottie, honestly. He's way better at individual golf than when it comes to team golf.
Yeah.
Not really as Scottie-esque as we expect. We're not making it about Scottie. I know I just did that. Sorry. But, shout out to Echa Ferreira, man. Again, his third PGA Tour victory. It wasn't even in the final pairing group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
he was a group ahead,
group ahead. So for him to just play clean, I believe he said that he saw on 16, he saw his caddy run to the drop zone and he was trying to get the yardage. So he had an inclination like, oh shoot, this homie just went in the water. And I believe when he got on to either 17 or 18, he looked back, he said his caddy had saw that he went in the water again. So then Echeverri's like, oh shoot, this is coming more and more real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out to him, man. I mean, great victory, limited field. But the next guy we got to talk about, who actually played some really good golf, not his first day, but for the rest of the weekend, Brooks Koepka, man. He finished the weekend at 74. Then he shot 66, 69, and 65. Unfortunately, 3-putt at the par 5 of the last hole to finish with a par. But if he would have made birdie, it would have been a solid 64. But he's trending. What do you think about Brooks' performance this weekend?
I don't know, man. I thought he was washed after day one, and he comes out. What, he got like 16th or something like that, or
somewhere I believe in top 15, and that's a win in my opinion. I know he tried to say that, just making the cuts. If I just think making the cuts is a win, then I should just stop playing. But for Brooks, I'm sorry, bro. T15, and you trying to fix a lot of things with your putter and the driver. Great job. That is a victory for you. Yeah, go ahead.
You almost sound like you're talking to him as if he's like a rookie on tour. It's like, dude, if you make the cut.
I mean, he's been off the tour for a while, so he kind of is reviving himself as a rookie.
I know, but he won like 4 or 5 majors. But yeah, you were right, though.
Five majors, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Based off how he's been trending the last couple weeks, it's just kind of like, hey, Brooks, we know what you got. Like, we know your ceiling. But right now, if you just get the cut or if you just get top 15, that's a huge win,
Big time. Big time. Let me figure out where he officially finished, because obviously there were plenty of guys left to play, but at one point I'm like, man, he's 8th. And there's no telling what he would have been if he would have made the birdie on 18. Oh shoot. Hold on.
You got 9th, bro.
Oh, top 10. That is great.
That's a win.
Great. That's a big time win for Brooks, man.
Yes, I know. I don't want to like undermine his achievement or anything like that.
For sure.
But this is a limited field and stuff like that. Like, so it's not like he got 10th at a signature or got 10th at a major. But dude, he got top 10 on the PGA Tour. You know what I'm saying? Like my buddy Chan Kim, I wish he did that.
Yeah. Shout out to Chan Kim. Yeah. I mean, I was happy for Brooks, man. This is the thing that's kind of encouraging me, and I think it should encourage the audience to see a lot of these guys play terrible round ones, but figure out a way to like overcome the issues and the trials that they occurred in round one and still be dominant the rest of the weekend. We saw with my homie Andrew Putnam. He did it at the American Express. Finished T2. First round was terrible. I think he was like T131. Right. Came out and dogged it out. Obviously, we know Scottie's been having bad round ones, but he always figures out to get, T3, T2, T13th or something like that. And Brooks this weekend, horrible round one. Was 3 over. Finds a way, gets to T9th, man. The thing I'm most impressive about with Brooks is look at round 1 to round 2 strokes gained putting. Round 1, bro, he was negative 2.165. And then round 2, he went 3.939, gaining 1.74. Dang. Yeah, overall he finished with 2.9, strokes gained putting, which is amazing because that's the one thing that he's been struggling with. And I think the other thing too is, which was impressive, he led the field in birdies at one point. So his putter really started to get hot. So he was finding something there. Irons and wedges have obviously been. Go ahead.
I was like, Brooks, that dare I say, Brooks was Scottie-esque in that sense, like stinking on day one, and then. Anyways, what were you saying about his irons?
No, I'm saying his irons and wedges has been solid. He was ranked 12th in the proximity and 22 in strokes game approach, but his scoring clubs have been an issue, man. I think he needs to get that kinked out as well. He's ranked 117 in approach shots, 125 to 150. He's ranked 150 from 50 to 125. He's ranked 167 from 100 to 125, and he's ranked 129 from approach shots just inside of 100. So if he can get that cleaned up, maybe we start to see some vintage Brooks come up, because that putter was hot. And obviously golf varies from week to week, but it's all about consistency. So if he can stay consistent with that putter, get his scoring clubs a little bit more figured out, because proximity, he ranked 12. He's ranked 12 in proximity. That's the thing, because his putter was bad, but now he has his putter working, and his proximity came bad. So he has to find a way for them to work, simultaneously or in unison, throughout the weekend for him to start to contend. He's playing in the Players next. So he's not in the Arnold Palmer next week, but the Players are obviously going the fifth major, Brandel, the most important major. So let's see if Brooks can have things figured out by then. Yeah, Brandel, man. Nate, I do want to I have this question for you too that we discussed a little bit, man. Do you think that records are important because of the record themselves that was set, or because of the person who set the record?
Dude, it's just gotta be the record. Like,
should be.
Who cares? Who cares who got the NFL all-time rushing yards in a season? You know what I'm saying? Like, It's just the fact that somebody did it. Granted, like, you would want your favorite guy to get the record.
For sure. Absolutely.
And I think one of the issues with the PGA is, like, they start, like, qualifying a lot of these records. So it's like, he's the first guy to do this from this country, also playing tailor-made irons and stuff like that.
They're turning into the NFL. They're turning into the NFL, my opinion.
Yeah, they're just, like, these records are getting longer and longer names. And it's just like, no, we just want, like, a very simple, like, least amount of putts per round, most amount of birdies per round, lowest score. Like, those are the real records that we care about. We don't need to, like, keep qualifying and categorizing records, because then it's like, all right, everybody's a freaking record holder,
Yeah,
so
I agree, bro. Yeah. It's like, like I said, the NFL is notorious for it. They'll be like, man, he is the first player to have 5 catches in the third quarter when it's 50 degrees below temperatures on a Monday night game. It's just like, all right, bro, like, we're reaching here.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to start thinking that I don't like Scottie. I love Scottie, best golfer on the planet. Obviously, I have eyes. I watch golf. I know this. But I think that what the PGA is doing is they're starting to inflate his greatness when it's, like, unnecessary. Like, okay, the top 10 streak just ended, but he has the most top 13 finishes. It's like, okay, bro, like, stop it. Stop it, bro. Like, we get it. He's already great. Like, for instance, the consecutive cuts made, 68, that's impressive. But that's Scott. But when it was 72 with Xander, it was not highlighted as much. And I know people are going to throw tomatoes at me. They're going to hate me. People on TikTok be killing me. If I don't glorify Scottie and only say great things about him, I get destroyed on TikTok. But I'm just saying, Scottie is already great. We don't have to inflate his stats by making them these minute details in them. Like, he's the first one to make 8 birdies in a row using the spider putter TaylorMade. It's like, okay, well-known fact, but the fact is, like, we make it a record. It's like, do not put that in the Hall of Fame anywhere, bro. It's just his putter's hot. Because in reality, look at Jacob Bridgman, obviously nowhere near the notoriety or fame of Scottie. He has 177 putts without a 3-putt. That is impressive. If that was attached to Scottie, oh my gosh.
Oh man, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
At the end of it. And it's funny because, going back to Shane Lowry has the most wins, I believe, in Florida, and the next person under him was Scottie. And I forgot who made the post, but that's how somebody in the comments is like, why do we have to make this about Scottie? And it's just like, bro, they was like, man, the only person that has more wins than Shane in Florida is Scottie Scheffler. It's like, how about we just say Shane has the most wins in Florida by a PGA Tour member, bro? So, and I get it. Maybe because his name is high, it gets more clicks, it gets more, the algorithm pushes towards it. But at the end of the day, I think when records are met or set, the record is impressive. It does not matter who's attached to the record. And in saying that, Scottie is great, the best golfer in the freaking world. Yeah. And I just think we keep trying to inflate his greatness when it's not necessary.
Yeah, I will say this: like, it is helpful sometimes when like someone else has a record, like Colin Morikawa was the first guy to make all of his cuts his rookie year since Tiger Woods. And when you do like, oh, the last guy that did that was this guy, it kind of puts like that stat. Sure. It kind of like puts in perspective how impressive it is. Mm-hmm. So with that, that's cool. But like when you're like just qualifying like most wins in Florida, like who freaking cares what state it takes place in?
Unless you're like, which I'm not promoting gambling, unless you're like a betting man, it's like, okay, I want to put money down. Who wins the most in Florida? Then like, okay, I'm gonna put $5 down. Or don't call me cheap, guys, but I'm putting $5 down on Shane Lowry, who has the most wins in Florida, and you would have lost money, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, from that perspective, or just like analytics, when you're just trying to discuss like who's going to win, but I'm not going to make it a record at all. I'm not going to single that as like, okay, who has the record for the most wins? I'm like, just because it's that person, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, man.
Well, there's like no context for that because it's like if you win the Phoenix Open, it's like, yeah, last year this guy had the most wins in Arizona. It's like, yeah, he's the only guy that won in Arizona. That's why, you know?
Yes. Now, yeah, we know it's multiple tournaments in Florida, but yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. But again, I want to emphasize, I do love Scottie, so I don't want you guys trying to attack me. But I think we're just watering down the greatness that he's doing. It's not needed. He's already great. You don't have to tell me how many fairway hits he hit in a row on round twos since 2021 to now 2025. Like, okay, man. But Nate, let's move over to the Arnold Palmer, another signature event in Orlando. But before we make this prediction, Justin Thomas, he's back, man. Set to make his return from his back surgery he had in November. What do you think we can expect from Justin Thomas?
Dude, I don't think we're gonna see a bad JT. You know,
I don't think so either. It's hometown. He's going to be locked in.
And he's been gone for forever. I think the main thing is, I think what might happen is like what's been happening to Brooks and Scottie is like a rusty round one, and then he might try to fight back and make the cut or fight back and dude. But like watch like the thing is with JT is he's the guy that will shoot 74, 61. And
yeah, last year he kept doing that.
Yeah, or 61, 74, you know, and dude, I bet you he might shoot 61 like day one, just because when you're injured, I came back from 2 injuries, you know, and when I came back from injuries, played the best golf of my life, just because the mind wasn't there, like my mind wasn't. I was just like, I was always like, just check me out, and then I would hit a shot, and I could actually pull it off.
Nice.
So I don't know, like. I don't know what to expect from JT, but it could be everywhere. It could be everywhere.
For sure. I think his floor is making the cut. His ceiling will be top 25. Like I said, he lives in Florida. It's his hometown. He had a solid debut in the TGL, man. So I think him playing in that kind of helped him like kind of work out some of the kinks, really test out his back, see if his back can handle, you know, multiple swings in a row. Obviously, the endurance aspect of it wasn't, you know, in play at the TGL, and I'm sure he's played plenty of golf and walked the course to test out his endurance. But the way he looked at TGL, he looked really solid. But I think his floor is make the cut. His ceiling will be top 25 for this week. And then obviously he'll start to accumulate, you know, better golf as he continues to go throughout his season. But Nate, man, let's predict, you know, 3 winners for the Arnold Palmer as well as 2 dark horses for the Arnold Palmer. Again, signature event. And I'll start us off, man. I'm going to just jump straight into it, man. I'm going with Jake Knapp, man. His season's been T11, T5, 8th, T8, and 6th. And he has the best swing on tour. I don't think anyone can argue that, bro. Driver actually is a bit weary, but he's number 1 in scrambling from the rough, so there's no problem with that. He's 5th in scoring average and 4th in strokes gained. The concern, though, is how does he do when he's contending? Genesis, we see he finished par, birdie, par, but he missed some crucial birdies where he could have came out victorious. Pebble Beach, he went bogey, par, and then he chipped in for eagle, and it's like, oh wow, just got into the top 8. But it's like every time he's in contention, he just makes this kind of lapse of mistakes. Look at the Phoenix Open, he went bogey, birdie, par, and in the Farmers he went bogey, birdie. So it's really about how can Jake Knapp close, and people hear those how he closed. You're like, that's a pretty solid finish. But it's kind of like what we say about Sam Burns. Is he number one putter when he's putting for 20th? Or what about when he's putting for contention? Yeah, Jake Knapp's finishing in these top 10s, top 8, and he's doing incredible. But these bogeys and these burning the edge, birdies going into the pars have hurt him from winning thus far. But he's having an incredible season. But my only concern is how is Jake Knapp going to close out the tournament if he's in contention? If he's anywhere in those last 3 final pairing groups, I need to see you be more consistent, man. You can't see you lapse in any mistakes, bro. So that's my first pick.
Dude, he was my first pick too.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But let me hear your reasons.
Did I
Though.
break
You
up
might have different than mine.
No,
There you go. I hear you.
I mean, I like everything you said. It is kind of iffy. Like when he is in contention, we get a different Jake Knapp. We don't. The stats kind of go out the door, and it doesn't really matter. Like the records, it's like those records that all these qualifying records that matters when Jake's in contention. But I told you that putting is going to be the stat for me, and then number 2 stat is going to be approaches, and he's 11th in putting, and he's not bad with approaches. Hang on, let me check out his approaches real quick. And he's 41st in approach to green. So
solid.
That's not terrible. He's still got like a green in strokes gain when it comes to his approaches. So
good point.
We just got to see how he does come down the stretch. That's the main thing.
Right. The only way that becomes concerning is depending on the field, because obviously signature event you got about 70 guys, so to be in the 40s is like out of 70 guys. But then when it's like a regular PGA Tour event, the field's a little bigger, so 40 looks way more impressive. But obviously that's accumulated over the totality of like the golf season and stuff like that. So because I had Jake Knapp, you had Jake Knapp. Give me your second guy before I explain my second guy.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So I don't like picking very obvious guys, but I'm gonna go with Rory.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine.
And I kind of made it unwritten rule. Like I'm not gonna pick Chris Gotterup this week, even though if I was a betting man, he'd be close to the top of who I bet on. But
for sure,
Rory is number 1 in approach to green, and number 1 in. So he's number 1 approach in strokes gained approach to green, and number 1 of inside 100 yards proximity. And there are some par 4s that are about 400 to like 460. And if Rory just tees off with that driver, that'll be about 100 yard of an approach for Rory. And I think he's like 6 feet 8 inches with his approaches. And
nice take.
I know. So he hasn't played a lot of tour events with his putting. And the last event he played in, he didn't putt well. But Rory is an underrated putter. Yes. He didn't put well on Sunday, but he's an underrated putter. I think he's a really solid pick to win.
I like that take, man. And again, there's something about Rory's aura. Like when he's in that final group with you, it makes the next guy play a little bit more shaky, unless your name is Scottie Scheffler. We saw Jacob Bridgman kind of fell apart a little bit when he had Rory with him. And obviously, that's not the only reason. It's the field conditions, and there's a lot of other factors. But I think Rory does play a part. And even hot take here, even at the Masters, Rory and Bryson. I think that Rory and everything that came with that, I thought Bryson was going to affect Rory more than Rory affected Bryson. Obviously, Bryson didn't putt well and other things too. But I mean, it's something about being paired with a Rory or a Scottie in the final group that I think does play a factor. And no one might not admit that. I think it does. My next person, man, Colin Morikawa, bro. Won an impressive signature event already at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Following week at the Genesis, he finished with a T7. But remember here last year, Nate, he had this thing in the bag. Ended up losing to the homie Russell Henley.
That's
dog.
right.
Yeah. Crucial mistakes down the stretch. He bogeyed the par 4 on 10. He bogeyed the par 3 on 14. Then on the par 5, which birdie opportunity, he ended up going into that right rough, which he had trouble with throughout the whole tournament. And then Russell Henley ended up chipping an eagle, and it flipped the switch so quick, bro. So in my opinion, I think Colin seeks revenge this week with the way he's been playing as of lately. So I'm gonna go with Colin, man. I think Colin has a great opportunity to seek revenge and continue to trend the way he's been trending. Because I like what you said last week, man. We were talking about Brooks, and you was like, man, I mean, we didn't think we were gonna see vintage Colin, and we just saw him. And it's funny. I feel like as of lately, Colin's career has been going in patterns. He has a really good season, bad season, really good season, bad season. Now it looks like thus far he's about to have a really good season. Obviously, last year he didn't do that good. I didn't think he should have got a pick at the Ryder Cup the year before, or was it 2 years before? Yeah, I believe it was 2 years before when he was like the number 3 player in the world, and it was like Scottie, Xander, and Colin, and I guess Wyndham. But Colin was playing really good. He just kept getting a bunch of second places, and not like a mistake in second place. It's just like Scottie's just playing too well, and if Scottie wasn't, it was Xander that time. So I think Colin is a very has a really good opportunity to win this week. And I was just going to say a lot trying to win 2 of the last 3 signature events. But, I mean, I like Colin. We'll see.
That's a good pick. I forgot that this was the event that he got second.
This was the event.
I didn't even see because it definitely showed up like previous champion Russell Henley, but it didn't like register.
How he won. Yeah.
I didn't register. I was like, oh yeah, he chipped it in and Colin. Yeah. That like when he chipped it in, it was like he fell apart. Colin kind of fell apart, but I think he was like, no, I don't want this to happen. And then it kind of just happened.
It happened, man.
All right. Pick number 3. I'm going to go Siwoo Kim. Been playing pretty solid golf because we're like, he might go to LIV. And then he stayed, and we're like, thank God you stayed because you've been balling. Yeah. But 13th in strokes gained total, and second in approach to green. The only problem with my Siwoo Kim pick is he's 141st strokes gained putting.
I know. We know. Yeah. It's been his kryptonite this year. And he's still, at least in the beginning of the season, he was finishing like top 10 every time. You know what? I thought about picking Siwoo Kim. The only hesitation I have is, man, he hasn't played well in signature events this year. Sony Open, T11, the American Express, T6, Farmers Insurance, T2, Phoenix Open, T3. Signature event, AT&T Pebble Beach, T45, Genesis, T34. So I was like, man, might be something attached to the actual what's at stake here. And I'm like, I'm going to lay off Siwoo for right now. Even though he is playing some good golf.
Well, yeah.
T3, he did, but not a signature event. Not a signature event.
Yeah.
It is a big stage.
We'll see.
So that was my only hesitation.
It makes me a little more comfortable because like he did well on a big stage still. Granted,
for sure,
no one cares at the Phoenix Open about golf.
Yeah. There's only very select few of us who care.
Yeah.
But I like Siwoo, man. Shout out to Siwoo, dog. My last pick, Ben Griffin. And I'm picking him out of respect. And I think he will rise to the challenge because for the number 11 player in the world, he's been playing a bit too steady, a little bit too safe. Yes, he made 5 of 5 his cut, but only 2 of those cuts were in the top 25. So this is more of like I'm challenging Ben Griffin. Like, wake up, man. Let's see why you're the number 11 player in the world. Let's see why you won 3 times last year, and what better time to do it at a signature event, like the Arnold Palmer, bro. So he's also second in President Cup point, and obviously President Cup is not as valued or as important as a Ryder Cup, but it's still there. And the fact that you're second in those points, we need to see you get going, Ben Griffin. I want to see you keep going. So I'm challenging you this week, Ben Griffin. When you listen to this as you're drinking your creatine, know that Geremy Days from Golf and Gospel Podcast is challenging you. And also, but you played in this event twice, made the cut twice, but yeah, it's time to pick it up, man. But Nate, let me hear your first dark horse.
Okay. One of my sleepers is Andrew Putnam.
Shout out to my dog Putnam.
I'm a little nervous because it's a long course, but the par fours aren't that long. The par threes are a little bit, but everyone's irons are juiced now. So he'll still be hitting 7-iron 220.
Yeah, there you go. That's so funny you said that. I forgot who it was. Someone hit a 6-iron 235. I was like, what is going on right now?
Dude, I went to this simulator place, and my irons are kind of old, so they're like the regular lofts that it was a while ago. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the simulator place, and it had like these new Callaway irons, and I was hitting my 7-iron like 201 yards, and I was like,
It's crazy.
"That's what it's like, dude. This is just what it's like when you get juiced irons."
There you go.
So, and I think Putnam can probably hit it a little further than me, or at least my distance. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, he's 40.48% in birdie conversions, and gains about 0.2 strokes on approach to green. So
He's a great approach player.
And number one driver accuracy. So ball's going to be in the fairway. That means he's going to have a good look at attacking the pin.
Yeah,
And then he's got a high birdie conversion. If he hits greens, it's going to be a good chance that he's going to make a birdie. So, or better than average chance. So, let's go Putnam.
Let's go Putnam, man. I'm believing in you, bro. My dark horse pick is Justin Rose. Not to look at, a lot to look at, but I like going with trends here. So American Express missed the cut. Farmers Insurance, he won. AT&T, Pebble Beach, solid T37. Genesis missed the cut. This week can possibly win. That's what the trend is showing. It's showing cut, win, do okay. Cut, win, do okay. So if he's trending the same way as what I'm looking at here, I think Justin Rose can come out and get him a signature event, bro. And obviously, he's just a likable guy. Like, why not Justin Rose? But I'm going to go. And he's hitting the ball further. Should give him a little bit less distance on approach shots. But, yeah, Justin Rose, bro.
Man, trends, dude.
Both my dark horse picks are old guys.
Someone bring Geremy to the casino. That's like that's what you would do if you like play roulette. They'll be like, "Oh, it was a black number, and then it was a black number. So then I'm gonna do red, and even though it's always the same chance, you know."
Yeah.
All right, my second dark horse is gonna be Ryan Gerard. So
come on, man. Come on, Ryan.
He's ranked, dude. So this is the thing. Putter just needs to work on Sunday. He's not bad in putting. Mm-hmm. He's green. He's green in every strokes gain category.
Okay.
And he's 8th in approach to green. And he almost gains a stroke around on his approach to green, which is crazy. So, yeah, if the putter works on Sunday, if he's not trading pars for birdies, field goals for touchdowns, kind of a deal.
I like it.
That would be he would have had a few wins this year.
Yeah, I need to see him do well too. Cause did you see the video of him in his house? Yeah, he has no dinner table and he has like 3 putting mats.
Does he really?
All those putting mats, man. We need to see you putt well on Sunday, Ryan Gerard. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. It was fun. You should look it up at some point. Just it was almost like MTV Cribs, and it's like this is a true bachelor pad for a golfer. Ryan Gerard, man, super funny, man. My dark horse is, like I said, I'm going with all the old heads, all the vintage players. Going with Adam Scott, man. 4 cuts made. Just got his first top 5 since the 2024 Tour Championship. Yep. Total driving ranked 4, proximity ranked 5. So he's throwing darts. The issue
and driving 4, dude.
Yeah. In total driving, yeah. The issue against putting, man. Total putting, he's ranked 75th. Putting average, he's ranked 90th. Overall putting average, he's ranked 107. So he can throw all the darts he wants, man. He got to start converting those putts. But coming off his first top 5 since 2024, I like Adam Scott to make some noise. He is the dark horse, man. And like my boy Chris Elliott said, I wish he was American. But guys, let us know in the comments, please. Who do you have to win the signature event? A guy whose name is not Scottie, because we don't pick Scottie here because it requires no thinking. It's not fun. We already know how great he is, okay? Nate, let's move over to the most hated golf tour, which is starting to become a little bit more likable now since the win of Anthony Kim, LIV Golf. I want to talk about some things that happened in the news this week. Bryson and LA Golf split apart. But if he has intentions of signing with another club company, will these companies be weary of it because he might want a stake in the company? What do you think about that?
I don't know. So part of me is like, if he wants stake in it, is he willing to like invest? You know, like it's kind of like if you're an employee and you know they're going to promote you, but you're gonna own part of the company and you like buy into it, and that way like when you retire you can cash out on your investment in the company, and if you worked hard to grow the company, then your investment will pay dividends, you know. I don't know. I just don't know if that's something that pro athletes do with their endorsement deals.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was never a big enough athlete to have an endorsement deal, so I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that was one thing that just kind of came to my mind, bro. Like, I, I mean, I don't think he was. I mean, let's say if he were to go to Callaway or Ping, I mean, I don't think they would
I
be
don't
like,
think he would
oh,
go. Yeah,
yeah, I don't think he would because there's no chance he gets a stake in them because they're too well known. Like Bryson helped build LA Golf, so it's like, man, with everything I kind of brought to you, this is how much I want in the company, and they weren't willing to do so. And I think there's a little bit bad blood between that. We're not going to get into that as much, but I kind of want to know, like, does he just kind of continue to play with those irons? Is he going to jump ship and just try to figure out like who can be my club provider from now on? I wonder if clubs are bargaining for him. Like, man, we would love to be your club provider. But again, at what risk? Will he try to be like, okay, well, if I play tailor made, which they're not gonna give him a stake in the company, but will he be like, okay,
yeah,
wow, what I do at YouTube and the revenue I bring to you guys, I want 40% of the company. They're probably like, hey, well, we passed because we already got Rory, we already got Scottie, we already got Nelly
yeah.
Korda, we already got Tommy Fleetwood. But I'm kind of very curious, like, man, what is he gonna do in terms of his club selection? What is he gonna play? But I thought that was just something we should discuss a little bit, man, because it was crazy to see that because I was always intrigued by this 3D print situation with LA Golf because Bryson played. I never bought the clubs or anything like that, but it did have my mind focused on LA Golf only because of Bryson. But now that they split up, I'm very curious how he kind of navigates
Yeah.
his club selection from here on out. But
But
I guess go ahead. Yeah.
I wonder if like he's been like, I just feel like there's better irons out there, and that's why he's leaving LA Golf. But he can't be like outwardly saying that because he would kill. That would kill LA Golf. You know?
Yeah, unless I wonder if he thought that I'm going to ask for 51%, but my plan B is like I know there's a company out there that I can go to if they tell me no. Maybe I don't know what Bryson's thinking at
yeah,
all. Yeah,
that's
maybe
true.
because I don't know if he would have thought that when there would be a risk of not having, them as a partner. I think I could be totally wrong, man. I would love for a business mind person who listens to Golf and Gospel podcast, and
Yeah.
we're gonna get thousands of views on this episode to tell us, man, like what do you guys think would be the best situation, or like what do you think transpired from a business point that made that relationship essentially tarnish. But just lost train of thought there, just trying to think about Bryce. But no, let's move on to LIV Golf. Obviously, Anthony Kim came off a historic win in Australia. And with them playing this week in Hong Kong, do you think Anthony Kim's name is still hot in golf, or he's going to have to prove it to us again to stay kind of relevant in the golf world?
I don't know. Part of me is almost shocked, like how quickly these things cool off. Because I don't know if it's a live thing or, because I think like if he would have won the Players or if he would have won a major, it would have been like we would still be talking about it right now, and the Golf Channel also be talking about it. But I'm shocked how quickly. I just don't see anything about it anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think when LIV, because I'm like, you don't hear a lot of people say I do enjoy watching LIV because I enjoy watching golf in its entirety. You kind of feel like, man, it's only so much we can continue to say about his victory, and I think LIV did a good job pushing it out as long as they did, where it didn't get spoiled. Where like, okay, I'm annoyed seeing this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these guys are not comparable at all, and I know I'm bringing them up. The PGA is always trying to find a way to talk about Scottie so they can continue to like find ways to, advertise a player in unique ways if they want to. Not in regards to record setting, but like we can find little pieces of Anthony Kim's story and what he did in Australia to keep it relevant. But I think also that which kind of sucks though is like a lot of other golf outlets didn't really speak about it. Like we only heard Golf Channel or CBS say something about it because Smiley Kaufman just shouted him out, but we didn't see like NBC Sports, anybody else talk about it to keep
ESPN.
the name hot. Yeah, it's just like LIV can only do so much to keep his name hot, and I think they did a great job talking about as long as they could before like it kind of spoiled out. So he's going to have to prove something in Hong Kong, which I hope that he does, man. I think just him getting another top 10 will be great. Win would obviously be better, but if he gets in the top 10, he still gets those official world golf ranking points, which can help him start to build towards hopefully getting into the Masters, which is the first major. Yeah, because he jumped up from like 800 something to like 203.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
more top tens or another victory, he can hopefully get inside that top 50, or he has to get a special invite to the Masters, man. So hopefully he goes out there and do well, man. And I'm going. Obviously, I got a newborn. I'm going to be up watching the Hong Kong situation with LIV, and I'm just hoping that Anthony goes out there and just plays flat out amazing, man. But again, guys, please like, subscribe. We're here, guys. And like I said, make fun of us. If you say, man, you guys suck, let us know in the comments what we suck. If we're doing great, shoot. Continue to encourage. If there's a critique us. If you think the thumbnail looks trash, tell us the thumbnail looks trash, man. We want to continue to get better because we're going to keep coming back. But we would love for you guys to be on board with us, supporting us. So again, like, subscribe, comment, go follow us on X. Nate, I do want to move over to the gospel portion of the podcast. And I want to talk about the importance of partnering with someone in sharing the gospel. And what are your thoughts behind that?
Oh, sorry. When you wrote the thing, I thought you were talking about partnering with someone like in the gospel, but sharing the gospel.
Or that too. Either one. It was more so in sharing. So, but like, if that's how you took it, let me hear your convictions about it in that way.
Well, I mean, I was almost like it's almost the same question as like the finding a good community, just because you are like the people you hang out with. But even then, like when it comes to like just dating and stuff like that, it's important to like not be what do they call it?
Unequally yoked.
No. I knew that. I was talking about like
On the same accord.
When you like date someone to evangelize to them.
There's some. This you got flirt to convert. You got missionary dating.
Yeah, missionary dating. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Where you like, I just don't think that's ever a good idea, because then it's like, I don't know. I feel like I had a better answer for this when I was in college. Like,
I think your motives are wrong, because your motive is not to hopefully win them to the gospel. It's like, I just want to date them, so you have to be on board. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like if you break up, they'll just, oh yeah, dude. One of my friends did that. Like he was dating this girl, and she would like go to all like church and stuff like that. But like before she started dating him, she was like underage drinking and partying and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they started dating, and then she like stopped it all like that. I think she just had a huge crush on this guy. And then as soon as they like broke up, like
she went back to her old ways.
Dude, the next day, boom, back into. I think she might have. I don't remember. I don't want to like blast her or anything. Like that. She probably not listen to this, but I think she
probably is listening to it.
She ended up getting like a MIP and like how to like stay a night in, like, detainment and stuff like that.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but
this is what's going on in Nebraska, man.
Dude, they get after it in Nebraska. We get after it in Nebraska. What do you mean? So, no, but back to what you're like, kind of what you're saying is like, I think like if you're more outward with like preaching the gospel, it kind of holds you accountable a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're preaching these things, or if you're talking about these lifestyles, it affects your lifestyle, or it just makes you not talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I think like just being on this podcast for me personally, it has made me definitely been like at least be aware of how I'm presenting myself to the outside world, because I am outwardly proclaiming the gospel, and whether I like it or not, I am an ambassador of God, of a Christ follower. And you know, when Christians get like bad reputations and stuff like that, like it could very well be my fault. You know, like
yes, people
are like, I hate Christians because that Nate guy over there, you know. But so just those things that it makes me like at least be aware of it, and I think it makes me behave and live in a better way. But I'd love to hear your thoughts too.
So in regards to that, it's probably a verse that I've recited many times on the Golf and Gospel show. Guests have recited this verse. We look at Matthew 5:16. It says, "Let your light shine before others, they may see your good works and glorify God who's in heaven." So we have a responsibility to carry out these good works because we want people to see those good works in order to glorify God, not necessarily us as an individual. And I love what Paul says. I believe, maybe I can't remember if it's 1 Corinthians 11:1, but he talks about be imitators of me as I follow Christ.
Yeah.
So we need to be cognizant of the way that we're walking things out in order for, people to be attracted to Jesus based off how we act. Because we look at Ephesians 2:10, it says we were created for good works. So as we do those good works, we want to make sure we're doing those good works in order for people to see Christ through us and how we're acting. But in regards to, again, this is my fault, but in regards to my initial question, when I meant parting in the gospel and like sharing the gospel, I think it's just very, very important because, like you said, you do have that accountability with one another when you're sharing the gospel. One, to make sure we're sharing the gospel in context, to make sure we're holding each other accountable in the way we're walking this thing out in our proclaiming of the gospel. And I love what Scripture talks about this. We look at Mark 6:7-13. Jesus is emphasizing the importance of community in mission and how ministry does not have to be a solo project. A lot of times we think we have to go out here and just proclaim the gospel alone, but like he wants us in partnership with one another when going out to share the gospel. So when we look at that verse in itself, it talks about how he sent his disciples out 2 by 2 to go share the gospel, man, and partnering with each other. And I think we all need to learn how to find that partner and be like the Jordan and Scottie Pippen and sharing the gospel, or the Steph and, Klay Thompson, or the Ted Scott and Scottie Scheffler. Like these tandems we have in the world, how great they are in their vocation is how the Lord wants us to partner with someone in order to share the gospel. And even as I'm thinking, as I like watch people who share the gospel on social media and stuff, like I said, it doesn't have to be a solo project. And I've talked about this guy many times, but Southside Rabbi with the homie KB and his homie Amin, those two have partnered together in sharing the gospel, and they do a phenomenal job. So when we look at, again, what I said in Mark 6:7-13, those homies go out 2 by 2 in sharing the gospel, and they're able to hold each other accountable. They're able to obviously make sure they're sharing the gospel in unity. They share it in the context of which is spoken about. And I think it's also good, too, when we think about like relationships and partnerships. Let's say if there's a night that Steph isn't playing good basketball, Clay's hot right now. Clay's playing out of his mind to pick up the slack that maybe Steph was doing too. So like, if I'm not feeling good, it's like, man, like I'm struggling to give a word. Like, boom, here comes Nate. Nate got it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what. And then whenever we get to the moment, you're able to lift me up in spirit. To continue to go to the next person, share the gospel. And the thing that's good about this too is this wasn't like secluded to the disciples at all. It wasn't just meant for them to go out 2 by 2. Look at Luke 10:1-3. When he sent out 72 people, he also sent them out in pairs, man. So this is meant for us too, as the body that represents the church, to make sure that we're partnering with each other to share the gospel, and it doesn't have to be a solo project. And we look at that scripture specifically, it talks about how you're going out amongst wolves. And imagine going out there solo, dog. Like, obviously, Christ is omnipresent. He's with us. But, like, the physical presence of my partner in Christ going out there amongst the wolves, man, I think we can do better attacking the wolves as opposed to me going by myself. Because then when you're by yourself, you start to maybe have self-doubt. You start to lose confidence. I can't win this matchup by myself. But when you have that partner, it's like, and we can take them 2-on-2. And also, I believe it's in Romans. Dang it. Somewhere in the book of Romans, when it talks about how like each person has like a specific gift in the body of the church. Some people have the gift of teaching. Some have the gift of exhortation. Some have the gift of gift giving. Think about if me and you have 2 different gifts. I'm good at this part. I'm going to do this. And then let's say if there's something where you're good at, it's like, well, this isn't my position. Like, I'm going to kick this one off to Nate. He going to go ahead and get this one, bro. So I think partnering in the gospel is very valuable. I think we need to be more diligent in doing it. And shoot, truth be told, bro, when I first started Golf and Gospel, the show, when I had my old friend on, like that was like my motive, bro. Like it'd be me and him, we're golfing, we're paired together, and like we're in partnership, sharing the gospel in tandem with one another. Because I know that homie really loves Jesus. I know that homie really loves golf. And that was my intention. It's like, man, we can get 2 black homies that love Jesus, love golf, go out here and partner. thought we can see each other, being that Jordan and Pippen or that Steph and Clay in order to share the gospel on Golf and Gospel Show. Now I'm Dolo though, so I think I'm still doing a pretty solid job, but I think we need to be more diligent and partnering with one another to share the gospel, and knowing that sharing the gospel does not have to be a solo act at all. It's okay to be like, man, you want to come with me? Like, think about mission trips. Like, some people do go on mission trips alone, but like, think about when we go out in groups, when we go off in pairs, we're able to attack more areas. I'm gonna go attack the east side, you go attack the west, and you take the north, you take the south, and I'm gonna stay here central. We're able to attack more areas when we go out there and share in partnership, man. So anyone who's obviously has a heart to share the gospel, continue to do it. If you are doing it solo, don't stop because you don't have a partner. But like, I encourage you to seek partnership in doing so. Nate, you got a take or anything? Yeah.
No, I love that. It's like where you lack, your partner could pick up the slack, and then where you don't have a gift, your partner might have a gift, and that might be more effective for the person that you're trying to minister to. So, I love that take.
What about, it's like, hey, yo, it's like being on a good scramble team. If we're playing a 2v2 scramble, dog, like, okay, I'm hot putting right now, but my approach shots have been mad. But I know Nate's going to knock one, 10 feet from the hole, and I'm going to trust myself to make the putt. So, man, it's so many
it's like
analogies,
Shane and Rory.
illustrations.
Yeah.
Shane and Rory at the Zurich, Ben Griffin and Andrew Novak at the Zurich. Because Andrew Novak's short game his chipping was amazing last year when he won the Zurich. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments about everything in its entirety. Partnering with somebody in the gospel. Gives your thoughts on predictions of the Arnold Palmer. Anthony Kim say hi. Can he make a top 10 at the Hong Kong? LPGA topics. Getting excited for the episode. Just so much we've talked about, man. Again, I can't beg enough, man, for the likes and subscribe. We work really hard on this. We do our best to recall information from the golf world. We're constantly taking notes throughout the week, like, oh, this is a good topic to talk about. Let's make sure we talk about this and stuff like that. And again, follow us on social media. Follow us on X. And guys, we'll see you on the next episode of Golf and Gospel Podcast. Peace.
Peace.